Nikki here. So, March was not a prolific month for me. I was sleeping way too much, if that's even a thing. And I had a lot of stuff going on, appointments and such. So, I did not do a very good job of making things, but I tried. So, and I got 2 things done and I got started on my Morgan jeans, but I will show you the 2 things I did do and give you a review. So this counts as a pattern review and the entirety of my March. So first up, the Sasha pants, trouser, whatever. I was really excited about this because I had such great success with the ginger jeans. My mom gave me this for Christmas at my request. And I made, so this was, it's tough to do a muslin for jeans. So, sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. Do you ever notice how there's those people who manage to call you at the worst time possible? My boyfriend, who is currently in Japan until December, he calls me at the exact moment that my food is ready to be placed in my mouth. So if I'm at work and I put my lunch in the microwave, and as soon as the timer goes off on the microwave, my phone rings and I, diet and stuff. So lunchtime is the highlight of my day. And just like I'm right there. And when I'm home, I make a delicious meal for myself. I'm about to stuff it in my face and the phone rings. And I just put the fork down, right? Because, I don't know. And now I'm doing stuff and here we go. Anyways, I am glad that he loves me enough to call me repeatedly many times throughout the day. I'm a lucky girl. But his timing could use some improving. Anyways, that has nothing to do with these pants. So, Sasha pants, there's 2 views. There's view A, which has the welt pockets and the slash pockets on the, are they slash or are they angled? Angled pockets on the side. I made view B, which has none of those things. It's very, very plain and simple. So since it's difficult to make a muslin for pants, I figured that'd be as close as I could get. And I've had the fabric, which is this right here, a nice cotton sateen. I've had it for a while. It's a bold print. So I went ahead and sewed them up out of that, and I will insert a video here of me wearing them. So I feel pretty good about these. The fit is nice. Let's see here. It's tight, but not, they're about as tight as the ginger jeans. It's a stretch sateen, so on the side, looks good. The only problem I have is like right here. So when I was sewing them, it was incredibly baggy here, but it was only baggy on the back section. It wasn't baggy on the front. So I ended up taking some off the back leg, but not the front leg. I left that alone. And it did put my side seam where it was supposed to go. Now, I don't really know what caused that necessarily, but yeah, so it's a lot better than it was. Real baggy there, but now it's pretty slim all the way down. I mistakenly forgot to take out the length in the leg that I need. I'm 5'3", it's drafted for 5'6", but I still like to have enough room to play with the hem, so I usually would take 2 inches out of that. Totally forgot to do it. So on these pants, it's a little bit wider at the ankle than I would like it to be. I would prefer it to have a little bit more of a taper, but the length is where I like it. And then the fly front came out pretty good. There's a little bit of pulling. Let me come back over here. Oh, that's 2. Let's see. Can you see that? There's a little bit of pulling right here, but the pattern really does hide that. So if I let it go, it kind of just right here. So it should be a little bit pulled over, but it's not. And of course, this is not the top that I would normally wear with these. Let's get... So, all in all, I think they turned out pretty good. Just took a little bit of tweaking. Okay. Okay, so that was me wearing them. And so initially when I got them all sewed up, well, I basted them together first at the side seams and the inseam just to see the fit. And that's when things were not going well. So it was a little frustrating because I didn't have that kind of trouble with the ginger jeans, but so I really didn't expect to have any problems with these, but I did. So like I said in the video, the back of the pants was loose from just above the knee down, and the front was fine. And of course I forgot to shorten them, as I often do. But yeah, it was weird. So what did I do? One moment while I find my book. I don't know why I don't just keep this available at all times when I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so at 3 inches above the knee notch, I tapered from nothing to 3/4 inch on the back leg each side, so 1.5 inches off of the back leg total, all the way to the bottom. And then for next time, I need to take 2 inches off the length at the thigh, because I think that's where the problem is. So basically my thought process is that they're either too tight altogether so that they don't drape properly, and that's why it looked tight in the thigh and loose at the bottom, or they're too loose altogether and I need to make them tighter below the knee. So I'm not entirely sure which one that is. So I'm thinking, well, this is a pretty tight fit, and if I look at the pattern envelope, they're not that tight. So maybe, but then I looked at pictures online and people did have them tight. So are they supposed to be tight or not tight? I don't know. So I don't really know what to do for next time. Do I make them one size up and see what happens? Maybe that is what I do. Anyway, so they look better now. And so every time I make pants, the waistband of those pants, whatever they may be, goes horrifically wrong. And this was no exception. I usually end up needing about 3 tries per waistband, and it's just stupid stuff. Like it's, I've had to pull it off the ginger jeans like 3 or 4 times just because I keep putting it on wrong, like backwards, inside out, whatever. Like it's just wrong, and it makes me insane. I don't know why. It's like the easiest part. Like you would think that if there were screw ups, it would be in the fly front, but it's not. It's the waistband every time. Anyways, I definitely messed this waistband up. I messed this waistband up to the point where I had to cut out an entirely new one. That's how bad this went. So I ended up folding the fly shield back instead of, so when I was attaching the waistband, the fly shield, the waistband should go to the edge of the fly shield. Well, instead I accidentally had the fly shield tucked back, and so I trimmed the waistband, like 3 inches shorter than it needed to be. Didn't realize my mistake until I went to go zip them up, and I was like, oh God, this is a disaster, right? So then at that point, it's just like, well, I can't fix it because now it's too short, so I had to cut it on. It was a disaster. But now it's fine. And now I have some cool springtime dressy pants. And I'm happy about that. So I have some sort of idea, whether it's right or wrong, about what I need to do for the next pair of Sasha trousers I make. I wish that it had gone better, but it didn't. And I will be more prepared next time. So that is that. And that took me most of March. Not because it's complicated, but because I'm lazy. So, next up, the Hadley top by Grainline Studios. And of course, I don't have, here, okay, so this is my first PDF pattern. And I gave it a try. I did not feel like paying for the, I don't even know if there is a printed version. I didn't even look. I was just like, you know what, I want to try PDF, so I did. So we've got the Hadley top right here. View A is that DV tank top, which is what I'm interested in for summer. But I started with View A. I cut out fabric for both of them. And this is View A, the jewel neck long sleeve with the pleat in the back. So I pretty much sewed up a straight size 10. I didn't make any changes. I just wanted to see, I've never used this pattern company before, so I just wanted to kind of look and see how it fit. And the only thing I need to do is maybe make okay, all right, let me just back this train up. I looked at the directions, read them where they said use a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then immediately proceeded to get halfway through the construction of this with a 5/8 seam allowance. And at that point, I did not feel like unpicking everything. So I just didn't. I was like, well, I guess this top has a 5/8 seam allowance and next time I'll have to pay more attention. Luckily, everything worked out fine. Everything matched up the way it was supposed to. It's just I'm a dummy and that's what I did. So I'm thinking, I know, do I need an FBA? Maybe. It's a little tight right here. I'll explain. You know what? Let me just go ahead and put the video clip of me wearing it in there. So here it is. Hadley top. Okay. So, as you can see, I did not pattern match down the front. So this was meant to be a wearable muslin, but I forgot to pattern match. So it's not very wearable. I mean, I'm probably still going to, but I could have done a better job remembering that. So, I like it. I really like it. It's a little bit tight right here. That might be because of using a 5/8 seam instead of a 1/2 inch. Although it seems a little bit more than 5/8 inch tight, if you know what I mean. So I probably will have to do a very small full bust adjustment. I'll probably use pivot and slide for that because this is not that serious. Just like I said, just a little bit of tightness right here. So it's a nice loose fit right here, good drape. I really like it, but I can see that it's pulling the side seam front towards the bust, so I'll definitely have to fix that. But other than that, I think it worked out really nicely. I actually really like this top. There's some things I don't like. I don't know why there need to be this many facings. I'm just putting it out there. So, you know what? I'm going to talk to you about that when I sit down. Okay, so that is me wearing the top, and I like it. And now that I'm thinking more about it, because I use a 5/8 seam allowance instead of the 1/2 inch, that's what, 1/8. But there's a center seam and a center front seam and a center back seam. So that's a 1/4 inch here, a 1/4 inch there, and a 1/4 inch on each side. That's a whole inch that I'm missing, and I'm pretty sure I'd like to have that back. So I think I'll be fine. I'm gonna have to sew another one. Luckily I have fabric for that. So I'm gonna have to cut out and sew another one, and we'll see how that goes, because I don't like it is, so as I'm sitting here, it is just not like I can move. I just once in a while I feel it pull right here. So I'm pretty sure if I just got that inch back, I'd be just fine. So I don't think I'm gonna make any changes to this. The bust darts are in the right spot. Everything is great. I'll just not be an idiot next time I sew it and use the right seam allowance. So I'm 100% positive that that is the entirety of the problem here. The only other thing that I will say about this pattern is that there is a facing for everything. There is a sleeve facing. There's a neckline facing. There is a hem facing. I don't need all of that. I don't need those things, especially, so I can deal with the hem facing. It doesn't really bother me too much, although I find it strange. Well, I guess I'll have to take a look at what people did with it because I didn't notice anyone. So why would I use the hem facing if I'm going to have to stitch it to the shirt? I mean, you're going to see a seam anywhere. You may as well turn it. And I don't know that the difference between the back and the front, like if it was like a, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't know why it's necessary, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I should just shut up and stay in my lane and just put the damn facing on and stop crying about it. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to put a stupid facing on the sleeve. Because every time, so now it has you stitch along the seam to secure it, right? And you do all the understitching stuff. But still, every time I put this on, what happens? My finger goes into the facing and tries to yank it back out. And I don't want to live this life. I don't want to live a life where that happens. I don't understand why I can't just, like, so there's like a little, so there's some stitching there where I make a hem. That's okay. I'll do that. That's not a problem. But what I don't want to do is whatever this is. So next time I make this, that's gone. It's gone. I can't do it anymore. So that was the Hadley top. Love it. Aside from all that complaining, I do love it. And then I'm going to make the sleeveless V-neck out of this beautiful rayon. Oh, God, I didn't tell you guys what this was made of. This is rayon challis, and this was in one of my mystery bundles from Fabric Mart. So I don't know anything else about it other than that. It was a complete mystery, and I'm happy that I had it. So yeah, so the next, and this is also rayon challis from Fabric Mart, but that one I bought a long time ago. So what else? What else do I have to tell you? Oh, so I watch videos of other fantastic sewists, and a lot of them use PDF patterns, and they all talk about how they store those patterns. And so I, of course, did not think about any of that. And then when it came time to put my PDF pattern away, I started folding it up like you would like the paper patterns to stuff it back in the envelope. If anyone does that, I might be the only one who tries to cram it back in there. So anyways, this is how I store PDF patterns, in a gigantic wad tied up with some twill tape. So there's no way that's going to be a problem in the future. Not at all. Okay, so those were my makes for the month of March. Try not to be too openly disappointed with me. Things could have gone better, but they didn't. So hopefully April will be much better than that. Yeah, that's all I got for today. All right.